Every day we look at the calendar, we use calendar in our daily lives. What if I told you that real Sanatan calendar of India is not just dates, it is time decoded itself. Ever wondered why do festivals change every year? The dates change every year. Why is one day good for marriage and another is not? The answer lies in our ancient Vedic system called Panchang. Let's understand what a Panchang is in this episode. Today I'll not just explain what Panchang is, I'll teach you how to actually read it, use it in your life. You may be an astrologer, you may be a student of astrology, you may be a trader, you may be none of these. But Panchang would remain helpful, will remain insightful to you in every domain of life, irrespective of your age and irrespective of your profession. Gregorian calendar and other calendars are, just plain simple analog watch. But a Panchang is a chronograph. Word Panchang is formed by a conjunction of Panch Ang. Panch limbs, Panch Ang. Now I will briefly explain you what these 5 limbs of Panchang are. A. Tithi, B. Vaar, C. Nakshatra, D. Yog, and E. Karana. Tithi is what a date would be in Gregorian calendar. If I give you example, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th of a month, these are dates. Tithi is equivalent of the date. Then we have weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is Vaar. You would be, you may be surprised to know that the system of Vaar, weekdays, originated from Sanatan system and was adopted by all major calendar system in its as it is form. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Somvar, Mangalvar, Budhavar originated from Sanatan system, and the same was adopted by all calendar systems. Other calendars only tell you what the day is, but Bharatiya Panchang tells you what that day means. Festivals depend on Panchang, Muhurats depend on Panchang. Those predictions which you refer to, moon sign, sun sign, even they are dependent on Panchang. Even your individual personal predictions, your Jatak Kundali will align with the Panchang. Without Panchang, Jyotish is blind. Or you can also say Panchang is the engine which runs the entire mechanism of Vedic Jyotish. With Panchang, time becomes predictable. A sense of Jyotish lies in very accurate predictions of future events. Jyotish is what? A tool with which we peep into future accurately. Panchang is that mechanism where we map time so that astrology, Jyotish, the mechanism, the mathematics of Jyotish can work to obtain predictions. Most people think Panchang is only about Tithi and festivals. But modern scientific Panchangs like Shri Vishwavijay Panchang go much deeper. A traditional Panchang gives you the 5 elements. But a modern Panchang is a complete astronomical and predictive handbook for a given year. It includes not just time, but also data, analysis, and major mundane predictions. Modern Panchangs incorporate recommendations of Calendrical Reform Committee. Shri Vishwavijay Panchang is based out on recommendations by Calendrical Reform Committee of India. It ensures accuracy with astronomical data and standards. Panchang contain detailed ephemeris data, planetary longitude, speed, daily tables, rise, set, retrograde, direct motion. It will also tell you how to, calculate a lagna, ascendant for a given place, and will give you detailed insights onto various Shubh Ashubh Muhurats. They include Vrat, Parva, festivals, festivals like Deepavali, Holi. You might have wondered that dates of festivals keep changing every year. Then our Vrats like Ekadashi Vrat, Purnima Vrat, Ashtami Vrat, Chaturthi Vrat. These are all Sanatani festivals Vrat, Parva and Utsav, which we have been celebrating since times immemorial, thanks to the Panchang system devised by our ancient rishis. And beyond this astrological data, beyond this ephemeris, beyond the timekeeping, modern authoritative Panchangs also have a detailed predictive section. Now, this predictive section will make sense to you even if you are not an astrologer or a student of astrologer. As a common citizen of country, this predictive section will still make use to you, will still make sense to you. A Panchang will carry predictive section where we talk about political trends, we talk about geopolitical trends, we give a very detailed economic outlook for the given year. Now think about it as a trader or as a business person. Such insights about political trends of the country, about geopolitical trends, about economic outlook can be of immense use to you for your trading and business activities. Traditional Panchangs, including Shri Vishwavijay Panchang, also talks about weather predictions. These weather predictions have been used by our, farming communities in centuries. Some Panchang even give insights into commodity cycles in financial markets. Even Vishwavijay Panchang does that. Panchang is not just timekeeping. It is also an essential part of your religion. Dharma क्या है? Dharma is धारण करने योग्य जीवन शैली, a lifestyle worth adopting, worth practicing is dharma. Essential practices of dharma include Vrata, Parva, Tyohar and observance of various Muhurats. Panchang equips you to follow your Sanatani rituals as and how advised by our ancient Vedic rishis. Panchang is also economic and strategic intelligence based on time, based on astrology. For example, Shri Vishwavijay Panchang has detailed predictive section for politics of the country, for eminent politicians. It has geopolitical predictions. It talks about, prominent countries and economics. Vishwavijay Panchang carries prediction for India, America, Pakistan, China, Russia. It talks about summer crops, kharif crops, rabi crops. It talks about likelihood of monsoons. It talks about, warfare. These predictions gives you intelligence which you can deploy strategically in your business and trading activities. Traditionally, Panchang was not just read, it was announced to the kings and to the people. A Devagya, a Panchankar, would announce the Panchang to the Raja and to the Praja, to the people on Chaitra Navratra, when, the new Samvatsar begins. This Panchang insight, the tradition of announcing the Panchang to the Raja and to the Praja was then utilized by the administration and by common masses for, governance, for agriculture, for economics, for maintaining peace, law and order, and to build time-based, long-term, national, international strategies. For masses, it guides you for festivals, daily rituals, farming cycles, then, auspicious Muhurat for activities like marriage, housewarming, starting a new business activity, purchasing a vehicle. A Panchang connects cosmic time with our everyday dharmic life, everyday Sanatani life. The same system which has been advising kings, emperors since time immemorial also has been guiding common man ever since ancient times. I'll give you an example of how important Panchang is and has been in Indian history. Many people would know that when India became independent, the timing, the midnight, 15th of August, was not just randomly chosen. Eminent astrologer and Panchankar, Adya Sampadak of Shri Vishwavijay Panchang, Pandit Hardev Sharma Trivedi ji were consulted by first President Dr. Rajendra ji, and the time, midnight, was decided as per astrology based on Panchang. So even at the junction of such an important event in the history of our nation, in the story of our great nation, which was us gaining independence from Britishers, time was not ignored. This is the power of Panchang. Panchang hasn't been just guiding individuals or leaders. It has shaped Indian history. It is integral part of our Sanatan continuity. Now let's understand Panchang in details. Panchang has 5 elements: Tithi, Nakshatra, Yog, Karan and Vaar. We will discuss each of them in details. Now I will tell you how to read a Panchang. We are using Shri Vishwavijay Panchang Hindi and English edition for our reference. First of all, we have the Paksh, fortnights, division of Samvat year into fortnights spanning from Purnima to Amavas to Purnima. Then we have 12 months. Every month has 2 fortnights, Purnima, Amavas, Purnima, or Amavas, Purnima, Amavas. First Paksh is Chaitra Shukla Paksh. Chaitra month and Shukla first fortnight. These are the dates which this Paksh corresponds to. Northern hemisphere Uttar Gol, which means sun in the celestial sphere is in the northern hemisphere. Spring season. This is Basant Ritu. Here, if you see, we have 2 columns named Rashtriyamiti and Day. Then we have Tithi. Day is Vaar. Tithi is equivalent to date. First, second, third, fourth. First means first Tithi of the given Paksha. Pratiprada, Dvitiya, Tritiya, fourth is Chaturthi, fifth is Panchami. Alongside Tithi, we have another column which talks about exact ending moment of the Tithi. Pratiprada lasted till 28:53. Dvitiya lasted until 26:31. Tritiya lasted until 23:57. Here you will notice a very interesting phenomena. We are using a time format where you can even have 26 hours, 27 hours. Why? Because the day Vaar does not change at 24:00 or midnight. It changes at the sunrise. So 28:53 would mean 4 hours 53 minutes after the midnight. 26:31 would mean 2 hours 31 minutes after the midnight. Now for every Tithi, we have a corresponding Rashtriyamiti Tithi, the national calendar. We have Hindi Tithiyan, Pravishte, very popularly used in northern India, and the corresponding Islamic date and the corresponding English date. Dates column, if you see this column dates, it has Hindi, Musalmani and English. English is the Gregorian calendar, March 19th, 20th, 21st. Let's say if you want to check Panchang for today, April 17th, April 18th, 19th, 20th. Here is 30th of April today. 30th of April. Now read the entire row from the beginning. Rashtriyamiti is 10th. Thursday, Chaturdashi, 14th Tithi. Tithi will last until 21:13. Chitra Nakshatra, the third major element of Panchang. Chitra Nakshatra, which will last till 26:17. Then Yog, Vaj Yog. Then we have Karan, Gar Karan, lasting until 8:30. Then sunrise and set. Sun would rise at 05:42 hours, set at 18:56 hours. Sunrise, sunset, moonrise, moonset in Vishwavijay Panchang is given for New Delhi, national capital, New Delhi. Hindi Tithi is 17th. Muslim Tithi is 12th of the given month which is going on. April 30th, on this day, moon time, moon is in Libra until 13:14. On this day, 30th, we have Shri Narsingha Jayanti. Bhadra will start at 9:13. Mercury will enter Aries at 6:52. So this one row, which corresponds to 30th of May, you can identify the Gregorian date from this column, dates column ke under. If you see English dates, you will identify the row for the given date. That row will have every astrological calendrical detail, Vrat Parv detail for the given day. This section of Panchang contains every astrological festival, religious need. for 15 days, beautifully tabulated in just one page. One page of the Panchang will have every astrological detail for those 15 days. Not just this, it has Pakshik Fal. I'll show you what Pakshik Fal or Faladesh or predictions for those 15 days are carried in Panchang. Now, this part, the Pakshpat, Pakshik Fal for the fourth night, for those, 15 days. We will have horoscope, Kundali, for Ashtami, which is the 8th Tithi, mid of the fourth night, and Purnima or Amavas, the 15th or the 30th Tithi, the last Tithi of the Paksh. Planetary configuration, their degrees, their avastha, whether they rise, set, Margi, Vakri, etc., is tabulated here. So this is also a planetarium for every 8th day. Then we have the predictive part where certain predictions on commodities, on markets, on political and geopolitical situation for those 15 days are carried. These predictions, Vishwavijay Panchang has been making since last 8-9 decades, and I have reasons to believe that among traders, this is a very popular section of Panchang. Many traders, many wise traders refer to this part of the Panchang where commodity and market forecast insights are given. So this Paksh part, 24 Paksh for the given year, is the traditional and very wise tabulated representation of Panchang and astrological details for the fourth night. In modern Panchangs, in Vishwavijay Panchang, we also have tabulated festivals in different section of the Panchang. We tabulate various astrological phenomena in easy to read tables. I'll briefly tell you where we carry such tables. Starting of Panchang, page 7th. Holidays for the given year, then many other religious festivals which are to be observed but are not a holiday are tabulated in an easy to read format here. Then festivals and Vrat Parva, particularly Vrat, Ekadashi Vrat, Pradosh Vrat, Amavasya, Purnima Vrat, Kalashtami, Durga Ashtami, Shakranti, Satya Vrat, Ganesh Chaturthi, Vinayak Chaturthi, and Masik Shivratri. Many of you would be observing Vrat or a religious activity, ritual during these festivals which occur every month. So all the Ekadashis for the given year, Chaitra Shukla Ekadashi would be on 20th March, Vaishak Krishna Ekadashi would be on 13th April, Vaishak Shukla Ekadashi would be on 27th April, then Pradosh Vrat, 15th April, 14th May, Amavasya, Vaishak Amavasya is on 17th April, Jesht Amavasya is on 15th June, Purnimas, Kalashtami, Durgashtami, Shakranti, all are tabulated here. Very easily you can identify the Vrat and festival from this table. Dashavatar Jayantiyas, Matsya Jayanti, Shri Ram Navami, Shri Parshuram Jayanti, they are tabulated here. Das Mahavidya Jayanti, Mahatara Jayanti, Ma Matangi Jayanti, Ma Baglamukhi Jayanti are tabulated here. Then Pitra Paksha Shraddh, 15 days of Pitra Paksha. Purnima ka Shraddh, Pratipada ka Shraddh, Dvitiya, Tritiya ka Shraddh, Sarva Pitru Shraddh, they are tabulated here. Then the Navratra, Vasant and Sharad Navratra, corresponding Gregorian dates for Vasant and Sharad Navratra. Pratipada Vasant Navratra is on 19th, Dvitiya is on 20th, Navami is on 27th March, are tabulated on this page. Then we have a section dedicated to festivals of Sikh community as per ancient tradition and the Nanak-Shahi belief. Corresponding Gregorian dates for Prakashotsav Jayanti or Guru Pad Pratishtha or Guru Jyoti Jyot Tithi are tabulated here in this section of Panchang. Then we have Jain festivals also, which are represented, tabulated in this section. You can very easily identify any Jain festival and the corresponding Gregorian date and observe the given festival. All the dates where Bhadra would fall, the beginning and the end of Bhadra Kaal, Gandamul, Panchak are tabulated here. Then a very important section of Panchang, eclipses. Every Samvatsar, 2 to 4 eclipses happen. This is a very normal condition. Everything about the eclipse, how should you observe the eclipse, the religious and the tantric observance rituals, protocols of the eclipse are tabulated here. Then we come to the Muhurat part. This will make more sense to practicing astrologers who often advise their clients or subscribers for identification of Muhurat for various activities, be it marriage or be it, Vyapar Aramb, housewarming. This section of Panchang has everything required to identify auspicious Muhurat for many activities, including marriage for the given year. Engagement, departure of bride, entry in old house, entry in new house, Dev Pratishtha, starting of new business, Namakaran ceremony, Annaprashan ceremony. All the Muhurats for the given ceremony for the year are contained in this section of the Panchang. Then we have planetary tables. This will also make sense to people interested in astrology. Nakshatra chart or lunar mansion ingression of all the planets, including sun and moon. Then we have retrogression report. Mars retrograde, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde. We have rise and set report. Mars rise set, Udayast, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus. Then we carry another important section where many important yoga which are considered very auspicious, such as Sarvartha Siddhi, Ravi Yoga, Amrit Siddhi, Amrit Yoga, are tabulated for the given year. These yogas have deep importance in occult practices. Often Mantra Diksha, Tantra Diksha are aligned with these dates. Even many business activities are aligned with these yoga. Then we come to perhaps the most important section of the Panchang, where Panchang is announced. Varsha Rajadi Fal predictions are announced to the emperor and to the masses. Every year, a planetary council based on mundane astrology, Vedic Jyotish, is formulated. Every year will have a name. For example, name of this Samvat is Rodra. Every Samvat will have a king. For example, this year, Jupiter is the king, Mars is the minister. Jupiter is also lord of the crops. Mercury is lord of the grains. Moon is also Meghesh, lord of the clouds. Saturn is also Rashesh, lord of liquids. Jupiter is also Nishesh, lord of metals or ministry of metals. A brief Faladesh or brief prediction of what lordship of the given planet will impact onto that. A brief prediction about that lordship and the impact is also presented here. Many portfolios of Medini Jyotish are allotted to many other instruments of Medini Jyotish, such as Navamegh, Chaturmegh, 12 serpents, 8 serpents, Ashtanag, Dwadashnag, Vayu Saptak, Rohini's position, residence of time are also carried here. This section of Panchang is particularly useful for people into weather astrology, weather forecasting. Then Saturn's aspect, you must have heard about Shani ki Drishti yahan, Shani ki Drishti wahan. Annual Saturn's aspect or Shani ki Drishti is tabulated here. Then we analyze 4 pillars of the given year. Water pillar, grass pillar, air pillar, grain pillar, Chatushtay, Stambha Vichar. These 4 are foundation pillars of overall demand and supply economic activities of a given state of or part of globe. We of course refer to the Eastern Hemisphere, Indian subcontinent. Then 4 forts or arch, Killa, fortress, are analyzed for a given nation. First, second, third, and fourth fort. These forts give very specific insights on strategic military concerns for the nation, how safe our borders are for the given year, how safe are we from natural calamities, what could be possible impact of enemies onto our sovereign borders. Then planetary transits. We carry planetary transits of all outer planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. For example, Jupiter transited into Gemini on 5th of December 2025. The impact of same on 12 zodiacs, how would all 12 zodiacs feel impact of Jupiter's transition, is also discussed here. Then, again, I'm showing you an example. Jupiter's transit into Leo, 31st October 2026. Jupiter will transit into Leo, Singha Rashi, the impact of same. Jupiter's transit into Cancer, Kark mein Guru jayega, impact of same again summarized here. Similarly, Saturn's movement. Saturn's transit in Pisces is carried. Saturn is in Pisces this year. Thus, effect of Saturn's transit in Pisces for the given year is tabulated here. All the zodiacs. Same goes for Rahu and Ketu. Now we come to another important section of Panchang, which is geopolitical, political and market predictions. Now the predictive part of Shri Vishwavijay Panchang, which interests most of you, many of you. Refer to page 59, Global Ascendancy or Jagat Lagna. This section contains specific, precise, accurate predictions for A, geopolitical situation, B, India's role in that geopolitical situation or India's perspective in the given geopolitical situation. Then we have the New Year's chart, Navvarsha chart, Navvarsha Kundali, analysis of New Year's chart with respect to India and geopolitics. Adra Pravesh, Adra entry. This section of Panchang talks about primarily predictions for monsoons. Then we have a section for predictions for autumn crop and summer crops. Then we have astrological chart of the Muslim community for the Hijri year. Even Islamic community has a calendar system, lunar calendar, Hijri year. We carry brief predictions for Hijri year of the given Samvat. In this section of Panchang, Devagya Ki Drishti, a celebrated section of Vishwavijay Panchang, which has been carried since last 8-9 decades. Many other Panchangs, copied, adopted Vishwavijay Panchang's heading, and many Panchangs call their section of their such section as Devagya Ki Drishti. Let me remind you, Devagya Ki Drishti, global vision. Devagya Ki Drishti was a concept started by Shri Vishwavijay Panchang in modern times, and many regional Panchangs have been copying the same since decades. This section of Panchang has precise, pinpointed predictions, geopolitical, political, economic, for the given year. For example, in this year's Panchang, we have predicted that a state of confrontation will develop between India and China. Possibility of Operation Sindoor becoming more aggressive will keep increasing. Here we have also predicted that various political ideologies that emerged in 2013-14 will now move towards decline. You all are aware of the mass exodus in Aam Aadmi Party, which began in 2013-14. We have also predicted that all China's proxies or pawns will collapse within this year. The dominance of American economy will continue. Pakistan-Taliban border will remain tense. Natural disasters indicate the likelihood of widespread loss of life and property in this Samvatsar as well. Condition of the Congress party appears miserable. Internal conflict will emerge within national parties and organizations, including BJP and Congress. Then we move on to 80th year of Indian independence. India's chart, which formulated on midnight of 15th of August on advice of Pandit Shri Hardev Sharma Ji Trivedi, is carried in every year of Panchang's edition. Detailed predictions for India, Indian independence are carried here. Let me remind you that in last year's edition of Panchang, in this section, we predicted that in 2025, India will enter warfare, and we saw that happening with Operation Sindoor. 77th year of Indian Republic, Indian Republic's chart. Indian Republic came into force in 1950. The same chart which was formulated when our constitution came into its current form, which gave us the republic character, is also analyzed in this section. Then horoscope of prominent leaders, including respected Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Prime Minister. In this year's Panchang, we have clearly stated that Prime Minister's Rajyog is inevitably moving towards its conclusion. Giving priority to health will be beneficial, and for many reasons, Prime Minister may contemplate on the issue or topic of retirement. Many political experts are saying that Honorable PM's popularity has drastically declined in last few months, which is again in line with Vishwavijay Panchang's prediction that Rajyog of Honorable Prime Minister is headed towards its conclusion now. Then predictions for Honorable Home Minister Akhilesh Yadav ji, then Rahul Gandhi ji, Mamta Banerjee, then few prominent countries including United States of America, Pakistan, China, Russia, Israel, Britain, Iran are also carried. Then we talk about major inauspicious yoga formulating in that given year, which are likely to impact geopolitics and markets. Then Prantiya Rajya Sangh, where we also make political predictions and economic predictions for various states of India, including Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Jammu Kashmir, Rajasthan, Ladakh. Then we talk about commerce and business in this small section. This small section is very, very, very important part of Panchang. If those of you who are studying Vyapar Ratna and practicing market astrology should refer to this section very carefully. This small section carries very precise economic trends for the given year. Then we have a section dedicated to rainfall and weather activities. We have a section dedicated for predicting days of rainfall, rainy days in the country. Then another very interesting section of Panchang where we carry commercial predictions and market forecasts. This section of Panchang is contributed by Adarniya Shri Praveen Kumar Jain ji. Shri Praveen Kumar Jain ji, who's also part of the editorial team of Panchang, is an eminent astrologer working in the field of market forecasts. He's an institution by himself. You will not find anyone even remotely close to him on social media, Twitter and Instagram. He's a different league altogether. A very detailed market forecasts for the entire year is carried here in this section. Then in this year's edition, we have also carried an article on commercial and market forecast by another renowned astrologer, Adarniya Shri Vishwabandhuji Sharma. Now, another very important part of Panchang is the section where we talk about occult and Tantra Sastra. Hand-picked articles by eminent personalities in the space of religion and Tantra Sastra contribute for this section. For example, Gayatri worship, Ma Gayatri's worship, the entire ritual, how to conduct Ma Gayatri's worship as per guidelines which appear in Vedic literature, along with mantra, karnaya, sridhanaya, stuti, and the procedure is tabulated, presented in this section of Panchang. In this year's edition, we are also carrying a detailed tantric analysis, commentary on Shraddha Paksh we all observe. Another important section of Panchang, Ephemeris, where we talk about planetary tables, planetary longitudes, planetary transits. This section on page 177 has tables for moon's entry into Nakshatra Charan, lunar mansions. Moon enters into Revati on 20th of April at this and this hour, second Charan at this and this hour, third Charan at this and this hour, and so on. The entire annual lunar transits are tabulated here. Then we come to planetary aspects, a very, very, very important aspect of astrology, especially if you are studying market forecasts. Here, prominent planetary aspects, 60 degree, 0 degree, which is also called conjunction, 180 degree, which is also called opposition, are carried here. Example, on 19th of March, Sun is 60 degree Uranus at 2020. On 19th of March, Moon is also 60 degree Uranus. On 24th of March, Moon is 30 degree Jupiter. On 4th of April, Moon is 180 degree Venus. On, let's say, 1st of May, Sun is 180 degree Moon. Sun is 0 degree Moon on 17th of May. These planetary aspects are also useful in understanding and implementing Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Now we talk about another very important part of Shri Vishwavijay Panchang. Also, I think no other leading Panchang carries this section. Vishwavijay Panchang has been carrying Sarvatobhadra Chakra since many years. In Hindi edition, we carry this section where Sarvatobhadra Chakra is explained. How do you use Sarvatobhadra Chakra is also explained in an article. And a very detailed Sarvatobhadra Chakra, which was devised, made by none other than Pandit Hardev Sharma Ji Trivedi himself. This Sarvatobhadra Chakra, if you notice, is very detailed. It has not just Rashi and Nakshatra, but also Varnamala and Nakshatra Pad for Charan of the Nakshatra. It is a very detailed Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Then the next part is Affirmaces part, where we carry geocentric sidereal longitudes of planet for every day. With this section, you can formulate a Kundali by yourself for any given day. We also carry daily Ainansh. We have tables of ascendancy, Lagna Sarini. With this table, you can easily identify the rising ascendant at any given time on any given day for New Delhi, and using the Lagna Sarini change tables, you can also identify Lagna, rising Lagna for any given date, for any given time, for any given place on earth by using these tables. Sanatan Panchang is not just a calendar, it is a complete system to understand time, nature, and astrology. Of course, if you want to understand astrology, learn Panchang and Panchang making in detail, you can always enroll yourself in Jyotish Academy, where we teach Jatak Jyotish.